Hey guys, it's Jesse from PS4Daily.com here, and I've got Ryan Vanderdick of Eden Industries. I'm going to interview him about Citizens of Earth, where he's taken a really modern twist on a standard RPG. So Ryan, tell us a little bit about Citizens of Earth.
Yeah, so it's a retro RPG, kind of inspired by classics like Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, Pokemon, Suikoden, things like that. But you play as the vice president of the world, and instead of heroes, like warriors and mages in other games, all the heroes in this game are regular citizens. So you as the vice president use your political charm and charisma to recruit all the townsfolk, people like the baker, school teacher, lifeguard, homeless guy, pilot, plumber, goes on and on. 40 citizens you can recruit in the game, and essentially, it's all just the regular people you'd meet in other RPGs. They're the heroes here. You recruit them, lead them into battle.
Okay. So how exactly did you come up with this? Because personally, this isn't something I've ever seen done before.
Basically, the first idea was, I'm a huge fan of RPGs, play them all the time, and you always see this kind of trend of the world's coming to an end, only these 4 people are willing to do anything about it. Everyone else is just standing around. And I'm like, the world's coming to an end, why doesn't everyone just jump in and help out? And I thought, what if that was the theme of the game? Just regular people jumping in to help out, save the world, and be the heroes.
Okay, sounds good. So tell us a little bit about the combat system with Citizens of Earth.
So the combat is inspired by, Earthbound, Dragon Quest, those sort of styles of RPGs. We've made a special attention on making every character very unique. So, there's nothing like, everyone has fight, you just mash the fight button, that's gone. Everyone's totally unique based on who they are. So the mom that you get, she'll nag enemies to death, hug the other citizens to heal them. You have characters like the farmer who will plant plants in battle and then harvest them for different effects. Your younger brother will wrestle, dogpile on the enemies, and everyone has a ton of different abilities, all unique. Some more damage oriented, some more support oriented, heal. You got kind of your classic type things you'd see in other games. And depending on how you combine the citizens together, all their strengths and weaknesses will kind of play into each other, and you can kind of form your own really cool strategies with your citizens.
Okay. So on the Kickstarter, you briefly talked about how the citizens themselves have their own jobs and things to do, and that's how you recruit them. So tell us a little bit about the recruitment process and what happens after you recruit them. Do they still go to their jobs and everything like that?
Yeah, so every citizen, I said, of the cast of 40, has their own recruitment quests. So some of them are a little easier, some of them are harder. The cat lady has lost her kittens, so you have to go find her kittens. The used car salesman challenges you to a race around kind of this wasteland area in a car. Everyone's got their own little thing. The guy who runs the soda shop challenges you to a kind of a chugging pop contest. The bodybuilder, wants sort of a Mr. Universe challenge, and everyone's got their own thing. Some are combat-oriented, some are exploration-based, some are kind of puzzle-based, and you can kind of just explore the world. You run into the citizens all over, and they have their own kind of unique quests, and they're kind of tracked in your menu for you, so you can always remember where you are and go back to them. And once you recruit them, if you don't put them in your party, they just go back to their day job, and they just kind of work at whatever they're doing. And as you actually level them up in battle, they get stronger in their day job. So characters that run shops like the baker and barista, pharmacist, they'll have new items to sell you, kind of exclusive things. Characters like the pilot can fly you to new areas. The teacher will allow you to enroll more students in school to earn experience over time. The homeless guy is going to help you dig through garbage and find treasure. And so it's just the whole world is kind of growing and strengthening. And even those people you don't use in battle, they have sort of a passive benefit outside of battle. So everyone's sort of always useful all the time is sort of the goal there.
Okay. And now you talked about recruiting citizens from around the world. Can you tell us a little bit about the locales that we'll be visiting?
Yeah, so it's pretty varied. You start the game in sort of a kind of modern urban setting. You start in your kind of hometown. You go through, nice lush beaches. You go to the kind of capital city, metropolis, farmlands. We've got jungle island, desert. We've got sort of a canyon, salt flats type thing going on. A campground where the kids are kind of going a bit crazy. You can actually go with using the lifeguard's ability. You can go underwater and explore underwater in any lake or ocean you find. And actually using some of the other abilities like the psychologist, you can enter people's dreams and explore dream world. The programmer, you can access sort of the internet and go through kind of VR space. So kind of, there's some kind of normal and then some kind of very bizarre locations that kind of spread across the whole game.
Okay. So it sounds like you were able to implement some of the ideas you expressed in the Kickstarter goals into the final game. What about like this little Citizens of Space or going into the sea? Did that make it into the final product?
Like I mentioned, yeah, you can go into the sea with a lifeguard's ability. Citizens of Space didn't make it in there. DLC, sequel maybe. Yeah, there's some ideas, we didn't quite get to, but yeah, I mean, partnering with Atlas was great. They've, kind of really believed in the game and it kind of helped us accomplish a lot of the Kickstarter objectives that we had, so that was fantastic.
Okay. And in terms of villains, so we've seen like the people you're going to be fighting are typical citizens who oppose your campaign. Mm-hmm. What about in terms of boss characters? Who can we expect then?
Yeah, so the game kind of starts out, kind of riffing on the political theme of the VP, so you have protesters and your opposition leader, but it quickly starts developing into something a little more bizarre, and there's some weird stuff going around town. You find coffee bean enemies that have come to life. There's the telephone enemy, which is like kind of a deer with a telephone in place of antlers, and other kind of these weird enemies that start showing up. And it's kind of your job as the vice president, kind of thrust into the role as leader to kind of find out what's going on and travel the world. And there's a really huge, diverse cast of enemies. I mean, when you go underwater, you're fighting like scuba fish, like a fish with a scuba tank on its back. You go to the VR world and fight viruses and computer viruses and stuff. And it really is a ton of variety and a really cool enemy design.
Okay. So you said that there are over 40 citizens to collect. Does the vice president himself actually fight at all?
No, actually he doesn't. So he just, as like a true politician, he doesn't want to get his hands dirty. He lets others do his dirty work for him. So he just kind of, leads the citizens around, and you can charge your citizens into battle. So he kind of is, just sending others into danger, but he himself doesn't fight.
Okay. And now, in terms of platforms, do we have any like platform exclusive content, like maybe PlayStation stuff, Nintendo stuff?
Right now, we're just focused on trying to make the game kind of, work the same on all the consoles. I mean, we have a very diverse set, from like PS4 down to 3DS. So we're working with very different hardware. So first off, we're like, well, we need to make sure people are getting the same Citizen of Earth experience and everything. And then platform exclusive content is something we're still kind of talking about, working on with, Atlas in terms of, how that's going to affect marketing and release and that kind of stuff. So, we're hoping we can do some stuff like that, but...
Okay. And I see that it's coming to PS4 and PS Vita.
That's right.
Now, does that mean we're going to have, do you have any plans to implement cross-buy or cross-save or anything like that?
I believe, we've talked about all that kind of stuff. I think it's in the works. Again, that's mostly kind of like an Atlas decision, how they want to handle those kind of features. But it's definitely something we're talking about.
Okay. And finally, what about PlayStation TV? I know that was announced earlier this week. Do you have any plans to support PlayStation TV?
I mean, yeah, that kind of, is news to me as well. So we're still, talking about what that would mean for the game and how we can do that. So definitely, no plans, but we're certainly going to be talking about it.
Okay, thank you. This was Citizens of Earth, you guys, and I'll see you guys later.